While it can still happen that you're requested to mail, email, or even fax a resume and cover letter to a job opening, these days, most positions will just request that you apply online. Although it sounds easy to attach a document or two and hit send, there are many ways you can hurt your job search with online applications. Knowing how to apply for jobs online will maximize the chances that your resume will be found and potentially move you to the next steps. If you get nothing else from this lesson, you need to know that when you apply for jobs online, in person, or via carrier pigeon, you must update your resume and cover letter each and every time. Let's repeat that. Update your resume and cover letter for each position. You will be doing yourself a huge disservice if you send the same resume and cover letter every time you apply for a different job. Why is that, you ask? That's because most online applications are received through an applicant tracking software, or ATS, which parses the information on your resume. If you haven't included the right information or just flat out left the wrong information, your resume will be booted into the black hole of resumes, never to be seen again. So, how do you update your resume? Here are some things to remember. To avoid your resume being lost in the black hole of online applications, you need to review the job description and pull keywords from there to put on your resume. While an ATS system will read keywords anywhere on your resume, the easiest way to update your resume is to put most of your keywords in your areas of expertise section, which is in your branding statement, just below your summary at the top of the resume. When you put your keywords together like that, you'll reduce the time spent updating your resume for each position, since you won't need to rework the entire document. Review the lesson on keywords to learn more about how to do this. You don't want to apply for jobs with a generic resume. That much is clear. But you also don't want to forget which customized resume you sent to which role. Save your files with unique names so that you know where they go. This also helps on the other end when employers receive your documents. Another option to keep everything organized on your computer is to create a folder for each job within your employment application folder. You may want to include the following: the job description, along with URL and where you found the job, customized cover letter, customized resume, any notes you took in your research or during the interview process. The better organized you are at the onset, the better you'll be able to track your efforts and be ready for interviews. The goal of your online application is to get the ATS system to read the content. It's not to send a resume that looks pretty. Online systems vary, and while some can accept PDFs that are highly formatted, it's best to keep it simple. That means a simple layout that doesn't include colors, graphs, charts, lines, or multiple fonts. You should also send your resume and cover letter in a Microsoft Word format. Our lesson on resume basics will help you write the best resume for online applications. LinkedIn is an ideal place to look for a new position, and you can apply right on the site for many roles. When you find a position that appeals to you, you'll click Apply, which could take you off-site to an application, or it could let you apply right through LinkedIn itself. If you're applying from LinkedIn, it's a good bet that your profile will be reviewed and even scrutinized. In fact, when you apply to any position, expect that hiring managers and recruiters are going to review your profile. Before you start applying, make sure your LinkedIn personal brand is stellar, engaging, and error-free. Although the goal of an ATS system is to parse the information from your resume into the company system, you may sometimes be asked to fill out an application as well. If your resume is well written and pulls correctly, you won't have to. However, you may be asked supplemental questions, have to sign documents for EEOC. You may even need to review what was pulled into the system. You may also have to provide references or attach other documents such as letters of recommendation, samples of work, or college transcripts. Regardless what you hear here or on any other site, if the application requests something specific, do it. Often this is a test, and if you don't follow the instructions, you'll not be considered. There are plenty of things you'll need to do when you apply for jobs online, but what about those things you shouldn't do? We'll skip over the obvious, such as lying on your application. But here are some of the mistakes applicants make and you can avoid. Your best practice should always be to apply for positions on a computer. That means a desktop or laptop. Why? Unless you're a total whiz on apps, if you apply on positions on your phone or mobile device, you're probably not going to do all the work we suggest throughout this module, including updating your resume for this position. When thinking about applying for jobs online, always, and we mean always, apply on an actual computer. Afraid you'll forget about or lose the job you see while on your phone or iPad? Screenshot it, forward it to your email address, or save it on the app where you found it. Clearly, we can't say this too often. You don't want to use the same documents for each position. Plus, if you use the same cover letter every time you apply for jobs online, you may forget to change the name of the company or position, and that's never good. Anytime you apply for a position on a job site, you will be asked if you'd like to make your resume public to be found by employers. Your answer should always be no. Certainly, you can apply for jobs on these sites. That's a great practice, but just don't check the button that makes your resume publicly available. Many ATS systems only read the first 2 pages of documents, and if you have a 2-page resume, they'll miss the second page if you add your cover letter to the front. Also, some ATS systems can't parse the information on your cover letter, so that information won't be entered, and that means you'll never be seen. All that work, no benefit. You may have heard that the majority of HR folks don't read cover letters. However, if given the opportunity to include one, always opt to. There's a couple reasons to include a cover letter. First, it acts as a warm introduction. Share information that you wanted to make sure recruiters and employers should see. Remember that if it's important enough to be in your cover letter, it should be in your resume too. Second, if the company's ATS system does parse the cover letter, the keywords you add here are only going to help your resume rank higher in the search. If you have the time to apply for jobs online, you presumably want the position, then you should also include a cover letter. Before you hit send on that online application, you should always be sure you're ready. The only job of a resume is to get you an interview, and you'll increase your chances if you first research the company and find out who the key decision maker is to address your cover letter. Review your customized resume and cover letter to ensure they're error-free. Make sure your resume and cover letter are attached in the right format. Copy the job description and track that with when you applied. A large portion of your job search will include applying for jobs online. To be successful when you apply for jobs, be sure to update your resume and cover letter for each position. Use the right format for your documents. Complete and optimize your LinkedIn profile. Be ready to fill out an application and any supplemental information. Know what you shouldn't do when you apply online, and double check everything before you hit send.